captions. All right, so let's get started. So here is I think this is where we were. I think this is where we stopped off. So we're going to do these three to kind of remind everybody where we were. So we've got y is equal to 3e to the x. We've got y is equal to x squared e to the x. And then we got y is equal to e to the x over x to the third. These are three test questions, so they're not very, I'm not going to, make them very difficult, but I mean a little bit more difficult, but not very. And we're going to use just basic, pull the constant out front. So y prime is equal to 3 times e to the x. And that e to the x, we're going to actually put parentheses around that. Hold on a second. Put some pink around that x. And yes, I will do these from here on out because I don't want you to think you understand how to take the derivative of e to the x and then you get 3 or 4 problems wrong. I don't want that to happen to you. So that's why I'm going to keep doing this for a while. Y prime is equal to 3. And the definition of e to the x, you take the e to the x, take the derivative, and then the derivative of x is 1. So the actual finished product, y prime is equal to 1 times 3 is 3, e to the x. So the next problem, we're going to do the product rule. Y prime is equal to first times the derivative of the second. So I'm just going to take my pink pen or my green pen. Derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. And y prime is equal to x squared e to the x. Well, I'm going to take my, let's see, pink pen. And I'm going to highlight that x. And take the derivative of e to the x. That's e to the x. And then times 1 plus e to the x times 2x. And that's going to give us y prime is equal to x squared e to the x plus 2x e to the x. And I'm just going to leave it like that, but I'm going to put a note that you could factor out a common term. In this case, you could factor out x e to the x, and you would get x e to the x, and then you would get x plus 2, something like that. So all right. Like I said, 2 good test questions right there. All right, I'm going to write the other one on another sheet of paper. You go ahead and be working on it. Y prime. Oops, I'm sorry. I got y'all on forehead and ceiling fans. I didn't turn mine on. I'm sorry. But I can do forehead. There we go. Forehead and ceiling fan. There we go. Got to have that forehead and ceiling fan. I'm going to get me a shirt that says, my students are forehead and ceiling fans. And they don't talk because they ate too many Tide Pods. Y is equal e to the x over x to the third. All right, I'm going to give you a minute to work that one. I was cutting down some late hay yesterday, and I think I got into some pollen. Y'all settle down, please. I can't hardly see Mr. Franklin. Mr. Franklin, I barely see your face. Barely. I mean, I'm not fussing. Just like you're like Michael Myers today or something. Miss Elrod's all al fresco. Surprised she's not drinking a mint julep or something. Miss Moselle, are you on a train or something? What are you doing? Like you on a train or something. Okay, nobody's going to talk. I'll just shut up. Oh, me, I'd hate to go on a date with y'all. Y'all would suck really big time. I guess we just sit there and stare at our phones, right? Is that what dating consists of now? Because there ain't no damn way y'all going to have a conversation. So I guess this is it. This is y'all's date. Y'all really suck. Y prime is equal to denominator times numerator prime minus numerator times denominator prime all over denominator squared. Miss Brody, I know you sent me a couple of questions, so I'm going to try to get to those in just a minute. I might as well just mute my mic. I don't even think y'all are listening to me. Y'all really know how to make a guy feel bad. X to the third. Y'all don't care. That's okay. That's going to be e to the x times 1 minus. Don't worry. Y'all going to have a 230 teacher. It's going to be the same way y'all are next semester. So enjoy. E to the x times 3x squared all over x to the 6th. Y prime is equal to x to the third e to the x minus 3x squared e to the x over x to the 6th. Anybody seen La Brea yet? The TV show La Brea where they go through back in time?
I've never heard of it.
Well, it just started. This is like the third or fourth episode. Just forget it. All right, that's going to be x to the third. I'm going to go ahead and take out an x squared, e to the x. And that's going to leave x minus 3. Y'all check my algebra. Over x to the 6th. And the x to the 6th will cancel. And that will be x to the 4th. So my final answer is that right there, and I don't know if they wanted to take it that far or not. So I'll just leave this. As the final answer. So let's check our answers and see how good we did. So the first one is 3e to the x. That was pretty simple. Second one was e to the x. They factored out an e to the x. I factored out an x e to the x. So that one's okay. Okay, so that's all they did there. They got e to the x. They just factored out e to the x. So make a note. Your homework may not want you to factor out. Okay, they did. They did factor out it. There it is. I'm sorry. So e to the x minus 3 over x to the 4th. Okay, so we got those three, right? All right, you try those three. And that's 6 test questions right there, just with e to the x. So I'll write them down for you. Y is equal to 6 e to the x. Y is equal to x to the third e to the x. And y is equal to e to the x over x squared. All right, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to work on. Anything good in that cut, Miss Jones, or are you just being civil? Nothing. Okay.
No, I'm at Starbucks, so there is something in the coffee.
Something, at least, something non-alcoholic good.
No, it's not alcoholic.
I've never set foot in one of those places, and I probably will never set foot in a Starbucks as long as I freaking live. Sorry, no offense. It's not one of my favorite companies. I didn't say coffee places. I said companies. You're not going to find too many veterans that care too much for Starbucks. But my daughter and my son are crazy about it. Yeah, what do veterans know? They're just terrorists. So. So are there any good college football games on this weekend?
I don't know.
Any good movies?
Not movies, but on Netflix, there's Squid Games. That was entertaining.
Squid Games. What is that about?
It's like these people that have like addictions to like gambling and stuff, or like are in debt. They get taken to an island and they have to like play a game, and the winner gets to win a bunch of money, and they can get out of debt. And I don't know, it's cool. You should look it up. It's Korean though, like it's in Korean language, and you have to read the subtitles.
Well, I stopped my subscription to Netflix a while back, so I don't have Netflix anymore. I have Hulu and a couple of others, but I don't have Netflix anymore. But I've heard that, I've seen that on Facebook. People say Squid Games. They don't know what it is. They're asking, what is Squid Games? I'm glad you told me that. I learned something today. I was lucky that I was born. I'm blessed that I don't have an addictive personality. Me and my sister both. My father and mother didn't have addictive personalities. So glad, because that is bad to be, have an addiction like that, a negative addiction, like, alcohol or drugs or gambling or, it's just, that's bad. Okay, so here is e to the x right there. That's going to get a parenthesis. That's got a parenthesis. And this has got a parenthesis right there. Okay, so y prime is equal 6 times 1 is 6. So that's going to be 6e to the x. Y prime is equal to x to the third. E to the x, I'll just put that in blue. Same here, can't see it, but e to the x plus e to the x times 3x squared. And y prime is equal to x to the third e to the x plus 3x squared e to the x. And I'm going to factor out what I want to. So y prime is equal to x squared e to the x, and then that's going to be x plus 3. Now I remember, I think they just factor out e to the x on that one, but I don't think it would mark it wrong. I know I wouldn't. And this one, that's going to be equal to x squared e to the x minus e to the x 2x over x to the fourth. And we can factor out an x squared. And that's going to leave e to the x minus, oh, wait a minute. Factor out of x. Factor out of x, that's going to leave e to the x. Wait a minute. Factor out of x, e to the x. There we go. X, e to the x. And that's going to give us x minus 2 over x to the fourth. And that's going to cut out this x to the third. So y prime is equal to e to the x, x minus 2 over x to the third. So let's see if we got them right. 6e to the x, 3x squared e, let's see if they simplified it. Yep, right there. And this one, yep. So there is 6e to the x problems that could show up on the test. Now, do we need to learn this? Yes or no? Tell me if we do. It's either a yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we don't, because Hubert's already taught it to you. What is this? This is the chain rule with e to the x. I've already taught it to you. So let's do some. There you go. These are different because now the superscript or the variable on e to the whatever is not an x anymore. So watch, you're going to be able to do these as long as you put that pink parenthesis around there to remember what to do. So y is equal e to the 8x. Y is equal to e to the negative x squared plus 4x minus 7. And y is equal to e to the x squared minus 3 to the 1/2 power. I'd probably just go ahead and quit if I was y'all. What do y'all think?
Yes.
Thank you. Quite a conversationalist, aren't you? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right, do those. Oops. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, I know how to do these. So I'm going to take my handy dandy pink marker and I'm going to put parentheses around this guy.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel.
And I'm going to put parentheses around, technically I've got to take the derivative of this, so I'm going to put parentheses around this whole thing. Give y'all another minute. I just want to try to get you to that point where you just quit. That's why I'm going to give you another minute. All right, so here we go. Y is equal, well, you got to take the derivative of e to the 8x. So I'll do that in green. Well, yeah, e to the 8x. And then you got to take the derivative of what's inside those parentheses, which is 8. So your answer is y prime is equal to 8e to the 8x. See, you got that right, I bet, because of the parentheses. Y prime is equal to this whole thing, e to the negative x squared plus 4x minus 7. And then the derivative is negative 2x plus 4. So the final answer is y prime is equal to negative 2x plus 4 e to the negative x squared plus 4x minus 7. And then this one, y prime is equal to e to the x squared minus 3 to the 1/2 power. And then we got to take the derivative of this. So that's going to be times 1/2 x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 multiplied by 2x. Now I have no idea how far they want to take this, so I'm just going to work it on out and get to a place and see what they want. This, you could still leave that under the radical. I'm not going to do that yet. This can come downstairs. That 2 will cancel here. So you got a lot of things happening right here. I'm just going to go y prime is equal to, I'm going to leave this alone for right now and just do e to the x squared minus 3 to the 1/2 power. That 2 cancels with that 2, so I'm going to take my red marker. I'm going to cancel that 2 with that 2. That's going to leave x over x squared minus 3. I'm going to leave that to the negative 1/2 because I could factor out something. And they may want us to factor it out. So that's going to be times x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 power. No, you can't. Because this is not an exponent like this is. So I would say their answer is probably going to be like this. Y prime is equal e to the square root of x squared minus 3 over x times the square root of x squared minus 3. And they may, which I doubt because this is an exponent, well, you could rationalize the denominator. I'm going to rationalize the denominator and put it on the next page just in case they do it. Then we'll stop at this one. So I'm going to go to the next page right here, and I'm going to rewrite this. Y prime is equal e to the square root of x squared minus 3 over x times the square root of x squared minus 3. And I'm going to multiply using my green. I'm going to multiply the top by the x squared minus 3 over square root of x squared minus 3. And that'll give me y prime is equal to e to the square root of x squared minus 3 times the square root of x squared minus 3 over, let's see, that's going to cancel and leave x squared minus 3, and x times x to the cube will be x cubed minus 3x. Now that's possibly one of the final answers. And I say one of the final answers because, well, technically you can't do anything with this. You can put this out front, but that's pretty much the only answer that's left besides this one. So let's see what they wanted. So there is 8e to the x. That's the first one. There's the second one, 2x plus 4 times e to the blah, blah, blah. And let's see what they got here. they left, okay, they didn't factor out the x. Wait a minute. Is the x, oh, the x is supposed to be on top. I'm sorry, my bad. That x is supposed to be on top. There we go. So I fixed mine. I forgot that x is supposed to be up here with this one. Okay, so you could do that. That would be fine. Questions? Now, let me ask you a question. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you could at least do 2 of them by yourself. Good. So the parentheses helped out, didn't they? You know, focusing on those parentheses. And it also, just to give you the derivative of sine is cosine, let me show you something. And I'm just showing you this, not because you got to learn trig. I'm showing you how it will affect you in calculus. If I give you y is equal to the sine of 4x, well, take your highlighter. Now I'm going to take the derivative of this. But what do you got to do? Since you got parentheses, what do you got to do after you take the derivative? You got to take the derivative of what? What's inside. Something you need to remember about the chain rule is the chain rule is pretty much in every single problem that has what? Parentheses. So your answer here would be y prime. The derivative of the sine is the cosine of 4x, and you bring that down. And then what's the derivative of 4x?
Four.
So your final answer, even if y'all aren't doing trig, your final answer is 4 cosine 4x. Now I'm showing you this because it doesn't matter whether you're in calculus-based trig, whether you're in 140 or whether you're in 130. You always pay attention to something that has parentheses around it, always. Here's some more. And yes, I'm going to do these. Why am I doing all these e to the x's? Because guess which ones you'll miss on the test? The e to the x's. So here we go. F of x is equal e to the negative 4x. F of x is equal e to the x to the third plus 8x. And f of x is equal e to the square root, or x squared plus 5 to the 1/2 power. All right, now do them. I think you can do all 3 of these. I'm going to give you, let's see, what time is it? 3:10. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Mr. Lynch, you were talking to me the other day and saying that you paid a lot for that equipment. Were you paying a lot for it because you were taking classes from home, or you work from home, or what?
Sort of a little bit. I bought the computer.
Well, I know how that is. I paid for all this equipment. Can't see it, of course, but I think I've got mine set up like you. I've got several television screens. I've got a projector, webcam, document cam. So I think I got mine set up kind of like yours.
Yeah, at my old office, they gave us like a screens, and now I can this one. I have to
The
have
TV screens make a lot of difference. I was just curious. And since nobody else will talk to me, I know you'll talk to me, so I appreciate it. The rest of y'all suck. All right. F of x, f prime of x. Well, I'll still give y'all one more minute. And I'm going to take my handy dandy pink marker. And I'm going to put parentheses around this guy. Around this guy. And brackets around this guy. Oh, well, I don't know what it is about Tuesdays and Thursdays, but on Tuesday and Thursdays, I yawn more than I do on Monday and Wednesdays.
You have a work email.
So, the derivative of e to the negative 4x is e to the negative 4x. And then the derivative of negative 4x is negative 4. So your final answer is f prime of x is equal to negative 4 e to the negative 4x. And I don't know how many of you have had calculus before, but I bet you $1 that there's somebody in here that's had calculus before that always got e to the x's wrong. You don't have to raise your hand or anything, but I know there is. So the derivative of e to the blah, blah, blah is e to the blah, 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 x third plus 8x. Or like the Dracula character on Monsters, Inc. or whatever it is. Blah, 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 blah. What's that one called?
From Sesame Street?
No, that's Count. That's the Count. Talking about the cartoon movie. What's the cartoon movie? Y'all should know. That's all y'all watch is Marvel and animated movies.
It's Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah. See? Y'all know that stuff. But I ask you a question about a real movie and you're like, huh? Anyway, they say that Dracula goes blah, 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 blah. And he goes, I do not say blah, 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 blah. I think that's hilarious. Okay, I'll shut up. And 3x plus 8. So f prime of x is equal to 3x plus 8 e to the x cubed plus 8x. And the last one, e to the x squared plus 5 to the 1/2 times 1/2 x squared plus 5 to the negative 1/2 times 2x. And that's going to be f prime of x is equal to, I'm just going to rewrite it, e to the x squared plus 5 to the 1/2 power times 1/2 times 2x times x squared plus 5 to the negative 1/2 power. And just like the last one, the 2's cancel. And the x stays with this e. So that's going to be xe square root of x squared plus 5 over the square root of x squared plus 5. And I'm just going to add that you can rationalize this, but I'm not going to, because in the last problem, they didn't rationalize. So I'm not going to rationalize now. Now tell me you don't feel good. You can do e to the x's now. And it's not that difficult. It would be nice to hear somebody say something, but that's okay. I'll just sit here and talk to myself like the guy that, you know, has the date that eats a carrot stick and a glass of water. -4 e to the negative 4x. And e to the 8x, the 3x squared plus 8 times blah, blah, blah. And this one is, whoa, they didn't factor it. Wait a minute. They didn't. Oh, wait a minute. They're going, there it is. There it is. X e to the blah, blah, blah divided by blah, blah, blah. Now, has anybody ever had calculus before that couldn't do e to the x's? Give me a hand at least. A hands up, anybody? So y'all all know how to take the derivative of e to the x. Okay. I guess I live in a fairyland. I've always heard that those were the problem e to the x's.
I've never done e to the x before.
Okay. Thank you. So you feel good with e to the x now?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's another test question right here. Find the second derivative. Y is equal to e to the negative 5x squared. Now I'm going to let you do this one because this is a totally different problem, but you got to rely on your skills in taking the derivative. Find the second derivative. They want y double prime. Miss Bodine, have you had calculus before or pre-calculus?
I've
Brody,
had
sorry.
pre-cal before.
What?
I've had pre-cal before, but never taken calculus.
Okay. I hope nobody beats up on you for talking. I'm sorry. I put you in that precarious position. I don't want Mr. Crawl since he's all in Unabomber mode today. I don't want him getting mad at you. Mr. Crawl, you got some sunglasses? You can pull it off, man. And nothing. Do y'all do this to your other teachers too? So it's not just me. Y'all don't just hate me. You hate all your teachers. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. At least I got a confirmation on that. I just hope Mr. Crawl don't hate all his teachers.
I don't hate you. I just like to be focused for class.
I hear you. Focused. I'm not a very focused person. I think I should have took some of those pills that make you focus. But my mom and dad didn't. We didn't ever have those disorders when I was growing up. You just had a whipping if you acted up. So y prime is equal to, and I'm going to go ahead and take the derivative of e to the, so that's going to be e to the negative 5x squared. And then I'm going to take the derivative. That's going to be negative 10x, I think. So that's y prime is equal to e to the negative 5x squared times negative 10x, or y prime is equal to negative 10x times, we got to use the product rule, e to the negative 5x squared. So now we got to use the product rule. I got to get another black pen. I'm about down to nothing. I bought one of these, this dang old 36. I've only got like 5 left. So y double prime is equal to first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So I'm just going to highlight, to save some time, I'm just going to highlight these two right here. And I'm just going to take the derivative of them. And that's going to give me y double prime is equal to negative 10x parentheses. Well, it's going to get the same thing. We're going to get negative 10x and then e to the negative 5x squared plus negative 10 e to the negative 5x squared. And put that over here. Y double prime is equal to, well, 10x and 10x is negative. That's going to be 100x squared e to the negative 5x squared minus 10 e to the negative 5x squared. Now you could factor out something And I'm going to put an or right here because I don't know if they want to do that or not. You could factor out a 10e to the negative 5x squared. And that will leave you with 10x squared minus what? 1. Y'all check my algebra, please. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. All right, let's see what they got for their y double prime. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you can do this problem, you can pretty much handle any e to the x I give you on the test. So let's go to theirs and let's see what they got. Well, there it is. See what they got. 10e to the negative 5x squared plus 10x squared minus 1. Yay! We feel good about ourselves. Okay, that is, they want you to take the derivative of this, which I'm not worried about that. Take the derivative. Yep. And that's pretty much it. So, do you have to remember 2 rules with e to the x or just 1? 2 or 1? You just have to remember 1. Make sure you put parentheses around whatever is in that superscript. If you put parentheses around what's in that superscript, you only got to remember 1 rule, and that's the chain rule. Comprende?
This actually helped with the questions that I had sent on the homework.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Well, I'm darned. Well, it's, let's see. With 355, we still, do you want me to go over them or you want me to go to the next section since you sent them?
You don't have to go over them.
Okay, we'll go to the next section, 2.3. I'm going to leave them in there. I'm not going to delete them because if I get more, then I'll have to go over them. All right, 2.3. Where is 2.3? I think this is 2.3. No, is it? No, that's not 2.3. Hold on a second. Let me find 2.3. There it is. This should be logarithms. Exponential and logarithms. Which I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes they're a little bit easier because you don't have to worry, well, you do have to worry about the, and there is the definition of a logarithm. I'm sorry, the derivative of a logarithm. It's real simple. The derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x. Now I'm going to show you what they don't show you, and it's going to help you out later. F of x is equal to the natural log of x. And I'm going to put that in parentheses. And I'm going to take those parentheses and I'm going to highlight them in pink. Because you've got to remember those parentheses if that's something else besides an x. So the derivative of f of x is 1 over x. Somebody tell me where I got the 1 from. Come on, you can do it. Parentheses.
The x.
The derivative of x is what? 1. So I want you to write something down over here. du over u. Write that down. Whenever you're dealing with a natural log derivative, it's always going to be du over u. What's the derivative of x? 1. So you put the 1 over the x, the derivative over the term. So somebody tell me what if f of x is equal to the natural log of 2x minus 1. Somebody tell me what the derivative of the natural log of 2x minus 1 is. That means I want somebody to say something.
2 over 2x minus 1.
2 over 2x minus 1.
Hey, Hubert.
Yes.
Sorry I joined so late. I had something to do and I couldn't.
Don't
Couldn't get
worry.
away.
We talked about you while you wasn't here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I'm here now.
Yeah, we talked about you while you wasn't here, so you're okay.
Okay, that's good. As long as it wasn't bad.
Next. Here we go. 5 times the natural log of x. Write these down. Y is equal to 5 times the natural log of x. Y is equal to x to the third natural log of x plus 4x. And then y is equal to natural log of x over x squared. So this one's pretty simple. Y prime is equal to 5, and then the natural log of x, the derivative of the natural log of x, is the derivative of x, 1 over x. So therefore, y prime is equal to 5 over x. Now I'm going to take a pink marker, and I'm going to highlight that and color that 1 so you'll know where that 1 came from. First, y prime is equal to the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first plus the derivative of 4x is 4. So y prime is equal to x to the third, 1 over x, plus natural log of x, 3x squared, plus 4. Y prime is equal to x squared plus 3x squared, natural log of x, plus 4, and that's all I really care about. If you take it that far and you ain't made a careless mistake, I'll be very happy. I don't see anything you can do because you can't factor out x squared with all 4. I don't think there's anything you can do there. Y prime is equal denominator times numerator prime minus the numerator times denominator prime, run out of room, over denominator squared. So y prime is equal to x squared times 1 over x minus 2x times the natural log of x over x to the fourth And that's going to be x squared over x is x minus 2x natural log of x over x to the fourth y prime is equal to, that's going to cancel, x is going to cancel, and it's going to be 1 minus 2 natural log of x, 1 minus 2 natural log of x over x to the third. So let's check to see what they got. 5 over x, x to the third over x. Okay, they didn't cancel. There we go. X squared plus 3x squared, natural log of x plus 4. And then the last one, x minus, okay, that's supposed to be an x, sorry. X minus 2 natural log of x. Well, okay, they should take it one more step. There it is. And there it is. It is 1. 1 minus 2 natural log of x over x to the third. And that's what I got. So you should be feeling pretty good. I mean, you're doing these complicated derivatives, so you should be feeling pretty good about yourself. Let me look and see what time it is before some of y'all self-combust. 3:55, we're going to go to 3:45, 3:50, somewhere in there. Now, do you need to learn this, or do you already know how to do it? You already know how to do it if you make a parenthesis and take the derivative and put it over. There it is, du over dx. And there is our first one. Well, natural log of 3x, not supposed to show you the answer. I don't, why they do that? Well, we'll just, oh, that's 4 different problems. Okay, write down those 4 problems. I'm going to put 2 to a page. We're going to work as far as we can before some of y'all start convulsing. So y is equal to natural log of 3x. Y is equal to natural log of x squared minus 5. F of x is equal to natural log of the natural log of x. And f of x is equal to natural log of x cubed plus 4 over x. And before I get started, I'm going to take out my handy dandy pink highlighter. And I'm going to highlight these guys. All right, work on the first 2. I think that's all we're going to have time for. We may get to the third one, I don't know. Excuse me. So if u is equal to 3x, then du is equal to 3. So that would be 3 over 3x. Yep. Which is equal to 1 over x. And most of the time it'll come out like that. So y prime is equal to du over u, which is equal to, I'm sorry, u over du, sorry. U over du, no, du over u, yeah. Du over u, I've got my brain mixed up. So that's 3 over 3x, which is equal to y prime is equal to 1 over x. So u is equal to x squared minus 5. Du is equal to what? Therefore, y prime is equal to 2x over what? X squared minus 5. Next one. U is equal to what? Natural log of x. Du is equal to what? 1 over x. Well, you've also got a problem here because technically you've got multiplication here. And if you tried that, that wouldn't work. Okay? Well, they're doing it right here. So natural log and the 1 over x. So they went ahead and did both. I was going to tell you could do both, but I'll just go ahead and do it the way they did it. So the derivative of the natural log is 1 over x, or 1 over the natural log of x. And this one is 1 over x. So you've got 1 over the natural log of x times 1 over x. That should be what they got. Yep. So your answer to this one is 1 over x, natural log of x.
New Facebook comment.
And the fourth one, well, u is equal to x to the third plus 4 over x. So you know right there, you're going to have to take the derivative using the quotient rule. And I'm not going to start it and finish it. I'll just start it. That's going to be denominator times numerator prime minus the numerator times the denominator prime over denominator squared. Du is equal to x times 3x squared minus x to the third plus 4 over x squared, and du is equal to, well, that right there is going to be 3x to the fourth. 3x to the fourth minus x cubed minus 4 over x squared. And then you're just going to plug that in. There it is, 3x squared over x. Okay, they went ahead. Okay, we're going to stop right there because they went ahead and simplified it some more. So we'll stop right there. Okay. So let's stop right there and we will, there's what I was doing right there. 3x to the third minus x to the third minus 4. Yeah. All right, we'll stop right there and everybody be happy with stopping right there. I think we can actually do that a different way also. All right, so let me look at the roll. And I just got to find the ones that are not here.